Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Medellín. Hoy el tema es escuchando y cómo tú puedes utilizar algunas formas de esta, especialmente en, como dice, ambientes ruidosos como este, o también si tú estás como yo hoy en algunas fiestas con mucha gente. So ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello from Medellin. My apologies for the car alarm. Um, Hopefully they'll come and tow that away soon. But so the theme today is listening, and particularly how to use it effectively when you're in either a noisy environment, rather like I am now, or like I was a bit earlier today, in a large group of people. In my case, more of a family celebration. But how do you cope with all the different voices and the other noise going on around you? How can you use the listening to help you improve your language? So I'm assuming you've been in a situation like I was today when I'm listening to everyone talk in a language which is not my first language. So all my family here are just speaking in Spanish, and there's lots of them, and they're quite animated, so it's quite noisy. So it's how do you do it? How do you make sense of this? This is a bit of like tuning in and tuning out. So you can kind of tune out a lot of what a lot of the people are saying because they're not either talking to you directly or they're too far away for you to really listen to. So really the trick with this, I find, is just to kind of listen in to the conversation nearest to you, see if that's something you can follow, you can understand, or you want to join in with, and if not, you can tune out of that one and pick another one, and again see if you can follow it. The idea is not necessarily to be able to listen to all of the conversations all of the time, because you're literally tuning into part of it, you're arriving at the conversation maybe in the middle, but it's to see if you can understand some of the general phrases, which will always be useful because now we're listening to like native speakers in their real environment, speaking the way they normally do. So any phrases you can pick up are always useful. So it's not exactly a translation exercise, it's more about can you follow the thread of the conversation? Can you switch from one conversation to another one? And even if you don't get to say much yourself, it's still a very useful thing because you're listening a lot, and that's always helping you understand the local accent, maybe the local dialect or the slang they tend to use. So it's always worthwhile. Oh, finally, found his car keys. There we go. So it's always worthwhile trying that one to see how much you can follow. It's kind of a way of testing your level, really. How much of this can you follow? When I first came to Colombia, the answer was like 0, and I would say it took me at least 3 months before I was able to follow any type of conversation. It was just a room full of lots of people talking, and I was completely lost. But now I can do it. I can sit and listen, I can follow conversations okay. So it does take time, but once your level has got beyond the kind of a basic level and you're getting there much closer, you can have proper conversations, then sometimes just the background noise can be a bit confusing. So if you're in like a very busy restaurant or a bar, it's quite hard to focus a lot on what's going on. So for that, you need to literally be able to tune out of a lot of the background noise, just focus on one person, one conversation at a time, and see how much of those snatches of conversation you can follow. So that's the tip for today. Think about your listening, think about how it can help you. Don't worry if in some of these conversations you don't get to say much, because often you don't need to. You get a lot of benefit just from doing the listening. So have a go at that. Déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. And until tomorrow, from Medellin, say cheerio.